Hey guys! So I am out here on this super humid day. Can you tell? My hair is super big, but I don't care because I wanted to stop and tell you about an amazing herb that is probably growing in your backyard. Are y'all ready? You've probably pulled it up. You've probably mowed it over multiple times, and I promise you, you don't want to pull this up out of your yard. At least let it grow in a small spot because it is an amazing herb and you are gonna want to save it. So what are we talking about? I'm gonna pull this up for you. Here's one of the leaves. We are talking about plantain. This particular one, people call it broadleaf plantain. The actual scientific name is Plantago major. And as you can see on the leaf, it has some of the characteristics to look for when you're wanting to identify it. It is parallel veins that run from the top all the way down. It's on the front and it's also on the back. And this is a perennial. It'll come back every single year. You don't have to do anything. It'll literally grow in all kinds of areas undisturbed. Basically, it grows everywhere in America except for like Antarctica. So this stuff is likely growing in your yard, and something that people like literally spend billions of dollars trying to eradicate this from their yard by using pesticides, which I highly do not recommend. Do not spray this. Oh my gosh. So when I cut my yard, I have it all over. So there are areas that I do mow it only because I have other areas that I can harvest it from. And when you mow over it, it will come back. As long as you're not pulling it up by the roots, it's gonna come back. So I'm going to show you the actual plants in different stages so that you can identify it as well. Okay, so what does this plant look like? What do you need to look for when identifying? All right. This is Plantago major or broadleaf plantain. This grows in a basal rosette when it's smaller, and if you can see in the middle, like the crown has little red, has markings. See the red coloring? Now, here are the leaves, like we talked about this already, the parallel veins, and you can even count them. Like they're so prominent, you can count the veins. And then if you turn it around, they're even more prominent on the back. Now, when it's ready to flower, this is actually what the stalk looks like. It's very tall, almost looks like rope-like. See that? And that's what it does. And the seeds can actually be eaten. The entire plant can be harvested. Most of the time I use the leaves, and you can make salves, you can make a decoction, you can make a tincture. And how do you use this plant? So internally, you can use this plant for indigestion, irritable bowel, kidney, bladder inflammation, liver issues, a uterine tonic. Externally, this is my favorite plant to use for basically anything skin related, bites, stings, cuts, bleeding wounds. And I will tell you guys, I used this when one of my kids, they got hurt. They were pushing it was like a metal dump truck. They were pushing it really fast, and he fell and he hit his mouth on the top of the truck, and he was just like bleeding so bad from the mouth. The first thing I did was I took a leaf and I basically chewed it up until it was like bruised and it was like gooey and sticky, and I took that and I rubbed it all over his mouth, and within minutes the bleeding stopped. I was sold at that point. I was like, whoa, this is an amazing herb. And so some other ways that you can use it externally: eczema, rashes, dermatitis, toothache, ulcers, varicose veins. I mean, so many things. I'm not even getting into everything. So if you see this little plant have some respect for it because it does amazing things. It is so awesome. I hope that this has been helpful and that you can actually identify it and go into your backyard and see. I'm sure you have it growing.